Hello, dear travelers. We just arrived in Spain from Asia, and the first thing we wanted to do is to buy a SIM card. It's true that you can buy the SIM card in the airport, but we prefer to buy it in outside because usually in another shop there are no queues and it will be the same price. You can choose different options between Yoigo, Vodafone, Movistar and Orange, but in this case we went to Yoigo. Check before going which is your best option because there are different offers during the year and you can compare and to choose which one is better. After staying one day with my parents in Barcelona, we started our trip to Asturias, the hidden gem of Spain. It's true that everybody goes to Madrid, Barcelona and the south of Spain, but the north of Spain is also very, very beautiful and people don't used to go to. This place that you can see is the national airport. It's not the international one, and we are going to fly with Volotea to go to Oviedo, that is the capital of Asturias. Here you have some pictures of the plane in Volotea. The trip cost us around 50 euro per person. Only going, coming back is the same price. They only allow you your hand luggage. This is why we took one luggage for both, because we were going to Asturias for 10 days and the price was around 20 euro, I think, for 20 kg, more or less. Here I will write you the name of the company for if you want to take it. It's one of the cheapest that it will take you to Asturias, and also there are not so many other options to choose. We are going out from the airport of Barcelona. We are departing, as you can see, and very soon, in only half an hour, we will arrive to Oviedo. Is it true that maybe you have to stay long time waiting in the airport because the weather conditions in Oviedo are not always fine, and that moment they weren't fine and we have to wait during 1 hour or something like this. Like it's a domestic flight, during the trip they don't offer you food or beverage, they are not included. But it doesn't matter because it's only half an hour. That I mean that you don't need it. The plane is comfortable like one bus, more or less. It's a domestic flight. It's a small plane with it looks like a plane bus. Here we are arriving in Oviedo. That is the capital of Asturias. As I told you, everything looks very green because it's green is the Spanish Ireland, they say, or the Switzerland of Spain, also it is said. And we choose Oviedo to stay because it's the capital, and if you don't have a car, it's easier because it has the big bus station that it can take you everywhere. In other cases, maybe you will have beach, but on the other hand, it will be more difficult to take a bus to arrive to other places. Here we just arrived. We are going to outside. Like you see, is a very, very small airport. It looks like a train station. And it was very cold. And we didn't check that. This is why I recommend you to take one jacket if you are going to Asturias, because you never know which will be the weather, and the weather is not always fine. In fact, we arrived and it was starting to rain and we were feeling the cold. This is not a crowded airport, also not a crowded area of Spain. In fact, it's the part of Spain where less people live, and it's because in this part there are less jobs. During the trip you will see that so many establishments are closed. That is very sad. But this is one of the areas that where the employment in Spain is less. This is why the young people are going to Madrid, they are moving, which is very sad because this place is really beautiful. The weather shouldn't be bad at the time we went. We went at the end of June and beginning of July. Here we have Rachet complaining, that saying, "Where you took me? Where we are? What a horrible place, let's come back," because he was feeling cold. But if you go in August, this is not normal. I mean, you will not need a jacket. But like we went at the end of June and we took a bad week, this is what we had to do. We are feeling a little of cold. Here you can find a bus just next to the airport that it will take you to Oviedo for around €10, I think. The buses that you should take is also Alsa buses because they go to everywhere and they are quite comfortable, and the drivers and the people who work in this company are really helpful, and they can change you the ticket and so on. We choose the hotel Ibis Oviedo budget. As you can see, it's a very small room, but this is all what we needed because in fact we choose Oviedo to go to all the other places by bus every day, to one place to another place, and the thinking is to go in here to sleep only. Then doesn't need to be amazing. I think it was around €50 per night or €40. Now I cannot remember because it was last year, but every day they were changing the prices. This was very funny. In outside here where we are, every day they put the price and it was different every day, depending on, I suppose, on how full they were or not of people. Now I'm checking in the PDF how to go to the center. The truth is that the center was really nearby, only 10 minutes walking. And we are going to eat because we are really starving. One thing of Asturias is that the food is really yummy and cheaper than in the rest of Spain. For €10 you can find a good menu that later we will show you how it is. One example, this is the center of Oviedo. It's a little colorful, as you see. As I told you, so many places are closed in the center, so many establishments, what is a little sad. And here we are looking for a restaurant because we are feeling hungry, and let's do the first eating in the Oviedo. After checking very few restaurants, more or less all the prices are same, and we check the menu of the day. This is important, check the menu, because if you take different dishes that they are not in the menu, it will be more expensive. Then more or less between 10 and €11 you will find where to eat very easily, because more or less it's the same price everywhere. I think we choose this restaurant that we just are seeing exactly, and here we have the first dish, typical dish of Oviedo, that is like an omelette with mushrooms, tomato, etc. They give you bread. They also include the beverage, 2 dishes, 1 dessert, and the coffee at the end. That is very typical to drink coffee in Spain at the end when you finish. Even it was raining, there were so many people in outside. We were frozen, this is why we choose to go inside. If you go from a country that is cold, then no problem. These are escalopines, the typical dish of Oviedo. As I told you, we were coming from a country that is tropical, with tropical weather, then we felt super frozen, but usually people in Oviedo or people that comes from the north of Europe, they were wearing a t-shirt and they weren't feeling cold. It wasn't our case, we were frozen, and here we were eating to feel a little hot. The dishes are very big. This is only the second dish. The first dish is the omelette with the mushrooms, etc. And it's a lot of food, really. And we are waiting for the dessert. I suppose they will give us the dessert fine. They treat you very well in all the places. The services here are really nice. Here we have the first dessert. I think it's natillas, and this is a flan with a little of sweet. Then here I say that I cannot eat more, but finally I eat it, because you cannot pay and not eat, right? And this is the best part of the food, the dessert. In the menu you can choose between a very varied different kind of dishes. Not they only have one dish, first, second dish, only one. No, you can choose between 4 or 5. Also the drinks, and finally the coffee that they provide you at the end, as is typically in all Spain. And here we are going to finish the video. Then please, now in outside is empty because it was raining. As you see, one person with one umbrella. Please subscribe and don't forget to see the next chapters in Asturias, because this only started, and we will show you much better how beautiful is Asturias and its province. Thank you so much. See you next time.